Our guest today is Jim Parkman. This was a huge case. I mean, this was the fourth largest accounting fraud in the history of the United States.
The CEO of HealthSouth, the Fortune 500 healthcare company.
Ferrari Enzo was nearly obliterated in the high-speed crash along the PCH.
Zenvo, ST150S.
He went from being on the Real Housewives of New Jersey.
Only going to make 3 for the United States.
I'm Bobby Khan, former exotic car dealer turned #1 FBI's most wanted fugitive.
Generally, when you look at the law, 90% of the time it's against you.
The FBI put a $20,000 reward for information into his arrest.
Bobby Khan scammed super rich customers at a New Jersey car dealership.
Join myself and James Parkman, my attorney and best friend, as we have cars, courts, and conversations.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Parkman Khan Unleashed. That's Jim Parkman. I'm Bobby Khan. And today, it's just another day. Another day Donald Trump's going out there and making headlines, causing chaos. I love it.
Let me start with this because I thought this was kind of funny. I know
there's a lot of funny moments. There's a lot of zingers.
I know it isn't funny to the employees. Don't get me wrong, but it's funny how he goes about it. Okay. Now, he sends to the Department of Justice and wants a list of all FBI agents or employees that worked on his case against him.
Yep.
Okay. Wants a list of them. They're like 5,000 that they said.
Guess what's going to happen to their careers?
I think we all know what fixes.
We know it. I can't wait. I can't. Listen, you know what? It couldn't have happened to a better bunch of people.
Well, I got a kick out of what they responded. Okay.
Okay. Let the audience know.
The FBI comes back and says, wait a minute, if you fire all these people, then, we're going to be having another terrorist attack because there's not enough FBI agents out there working the field. Now, hold it.
Yeah.
Hold it. Well, if they were working on Trump,
they weren't out in the field anyway.
Bingo, we have a winner.
So I got to say this to the people that don't listen, okay?
Yeah.
If you look at the FBI's history, what do? Anytime they're threatened with funding being cut or personnel being cut, they always go in front of Congress or something happens in the news tomorrow, okay? Something happens where they go out there and they look like heroes and they're like, this is why you need us. This is why we need more funding. This is why we need the people that we have, and we need more people because it's a fear tactic. It's fear mongering, right? And then politicians play into it because if they don't play into it, they may not get the donations that they want from their constituents, and they may not win re-election. So they're like, sure, to protect Americans, we'll give you guys everything. Well, guess what? The chickens have come home to roost. All right? Everybody knows the FBI is irrelevant at this point. There is nothing that local police, sheriff's departments, and state police can't do on their own. I believe wholeheartedly that the FBI should go back to its original charter of being the Federal Bureau of Investigations and helping local and state agencies investigate. Enough of the politics, enough of the bullshit. Take all their powers away, cut their funding, cut their workforce in half, and really be something that's not just biased, not just liberals or conservatives, but just be down the middle. That's all they need.
Yeah, well, that's what in my day, starting off, that's what a true FBI agent would do. They would say to me, we'd be going to trial on a case, and they'd be saying to me, hey, I don't care what happens. I don't care if they're found not guilty.
Yeah.
I'm just going to get up and tell you what I know.
Exactly.
I don't give a rip.
Now it's personal. Everything is personal. Like in my case, that prosecutor made it personal.
Yeah.
You've read those emails. You've read his comments in court. That was a personal thing. He was butthurt because I embarrassed him. And that's what it comes down to. The FBI agents were butthurt. And you know what? Take the emotions out of it.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's they're in the old days the good FBI agents, like I said, that it was business.
It's exactly not anymore.
I'm not going to stretch the truth. I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. They put me on the stand. Hey, You can ask.
All these people that went after Trump, it was a personal thing. It was a personal vendetta.
Oh, absolutely.
And you know what? I'm sorry, but time for you guys to go.
Now, let me take the other side a minute, okay?
Okay.
Firing everybody, I don't think is an answer. Now, let me tell you why, okay? You got to understand that sometimes a lot of these agents and a lot of the other workers that worked on the case, okay, whether clerical or whatever, all right? They were under orders. You're going to go do this. They don't have much of a choice. Period. It's either that or you're fired. And so, you know, I do feel extremely upset about firing people that were under orders to go do something, and not those that were giving the orders, or not those that were like, yeah, I want to get in on that.
Well, let's flip it the other way. Okay, let's flip it the other way. You know how the FBI always likes to turn people? Oh, before I get to that part.
Okay.
You know what I found very comical is the FBI union sent a letter to Congress and basically saying, protect us from Donald Trump and his cronies now, because they're going to purge the FBI. Please save us. And I'm like, wow, you guys turned into giant snitches. I love it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you know how they always tell you when you get arrested, well, if you should snitch on the person and we'll give you this. Okay, well, then how about this? You were under orders? Tell us everything you know. Tell us who was doing what, who was doing that. We'll save your jobs. How about that? We want to know what was going on.
Well,
the public wants to know.
You're right. And let me tell you something. I think that, and I don't know, I didn't see what they sent as far as the names. Yeah. But I would think that the head or whoever's acting as head would have put in there, you know, something about what they were doing, or who, you know, they were under orders from this or something, to not just to say, okay, here's a bunch of names, have at it. Fire.
Exactly. No. Tell us what
I put in there what they did. You know, if for example, if one person wrote a letter, okay, or did a memo, well, you ought to know it.
Exactly.
Maybe that person doesn't need to be fired. Maybe he just typed up a memo that was done in hand and sent it to somebody. I don't know. But I'm just saying.
But yeah,
I just don't think wholesale is good.
Time to flip the script on them. Let them be the hunted now.
Well, it's pretty much obvious that that's what's happening.
Well, you know, you know what they always say? You keep poking the bear, you poke it long enough, that bear is going to wake up.
Oh, yeah.
When he's awake, you better run.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yep. And
but I just want to make sure that the people that are doing the poking are the ones that get cut.
Well,
you're going to cut them.
And so that leads into, when I say run, that leads into the next thing President Trump did, when he sent an email out last week to all these federal employees, 2 million employees, that you could take 8 months worth of severance pay and get out, or we're going to cut. I mean, he's planning on cutting substantial amounts of federal employees by the end of his term.
He's doing departments. He's not doing just employees. He's got departments.
But you know what? Like, let's take all this stuff out of it. I think it's needed. You know what? Because what happened is we have decades and decades of basically what happens is anytime a president got elected, Republican, Democrat, you know what they did? Let's add more jobs. Well, they can't add jobs to the economy, so what they do? They just add government jobs. And our government payroll is so big. Even if 10% take the thing, right? That's still $100 billion a year saved on your payroll.
Yeah.
That's a big dollar amount.
Oh, yeah. And plus stupid stuff like I read. I don't know if you saw this. Spending millions of dollars, for example, on potholes and water put in it and how quick it drains out and how much water a pothole.
That's not even the bad part. You see the one last night where there was...
there was one about clowns.
What? Oh, yeah. So, or transgender plays in Colombia. The one was something about transvestites in Vietnam. It was some crazy shit. The $15 million for condoms for the Taliban. The $50 million for condoms for Gaza. Who's okaying this, right? So, yes. So now you start getting rid of the employees. Once you get rid of the employees, now we're going to start cutting all the expenses that they were spending money on. And you literally could save yourself trillions of dollars.
Yeah. Somebody I read where like the condom deal.
Yeah.
That if you gave one to every man, okay, if every man got condoms, they would get 100 a day.
Listen, some guys don't have sex 100 times a year.
Yeah. Look, yeah, right. And, but like it was an unbelievable figure of what I mean.
Because
this
it's not their money.
This is ridiculous. Yeah.
Jimmy, look, this is the easiest way to explain to people at home. If you're working at a job and you're responsible for a budget, if you screw up and you waste the company's money, you're fired.
You're fired.
You know, if it was reckless spending, you probably get sued. You're probably going to get charged if you did some theft or whatever not. How is it that you can take billions and trillions of dollars and just blow it and there'd be no accountability? Well, guess what? Daddy's home. And now Daddy's checking the books. And I love how he's going line by line, department by department and saying, well, we don't like today, this morning, they're like, why do we have an $867,000 subscription to Politico for the Food and Drug Administration? Why do we need $867,000 worth of subscriptions that the taxpayers are paying for you guys to read and watch Politico?
Pick it up.
Yeah, done. Get rid of it. That's it.
Yeah.
Done. Right?
Yeah.
It's like you're wasting money on tedious bullshit. We don't need it.
Yeah, like $3 million for a study dealing with clowns.
Yeah, who comes up with those? I'd like to know.
I don't know, but I'm telling you, Bobby, we're wasting our time. We need to come up with something,
Listen,
like
Jimmy, I think we should run for office, you and I. We should run for office.
We ought to. No, it ain't that. I don't want to run for office. I just want to submit something that I can get $3 million. Like, does riding a bicycle around the parking lot one time, does that improve your health?
Yeah, and
so we'll do a study on that.
So I'm like, hold on. This is like fraud. This is basically taking taxpayer money and you fleeced the nation. That's what you guys did. You took our money. You say it's supposed to help. Here's how it's supposed to be. When I left school and I became an adult and I got a job, my first boss said to me, he goes, Bobby, in everything in life, if it doesn't pass the test of reasonableness, it's not worth it. Doesn't make sense. Walk away from it, right?
Right.
So here we are. If it doesn't make sense, if it does not help the American public, if it does not help our country get better, you shouldn't be spending money on it. That's it. Simple as that. Now, and everything should be transparent. We live in 2025, the age of technology. There is no reason everything can't be digital, where everything is itemized. And you know what? It should be available. Like, for example, FDA spends money. It should be on their website. This year, we spent money on line item. Boom, 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 boom. It's a report, right?
Yeah.
You use a computer system to calculate all your expenses. Have it live on your website. People can go on there and see what the FBI is spending money on.
Or any agency.
Any agency. We can see what they're spending money on. And
but they pass these bills and they put in there, the excess that you don't see.
But that's where we need to have a line item veto.
That's right.
So this way, the president gets the bill and he's looking at the bill and he says, nope, yes, nope. And that's it. And he signs it.
It's like the water in the potholes in the street.
Mm-hmm.
A study done for millions of dollars, how long the water stays. I thought that the better practice would be spending the money on fixing the pothole.
Exactly. Let's fix it.
What do I care about how long water stays in a pothole? That, come on. Fix the pothole. Yeah.
Who made money off of that? The thing is,
I don't know.
And the other thing is we need to say, you know what? Now whether we get a bill from a contractor, it should be looked at and say, hold on. You're charging me $5,000 for a toilet? I can get the same toilet for $50 at Home Depot.
Yeah.
So where's the 5,000% markup coming from?
Yeah. And I travel a lot, and I have yet to see anybody sitting out in a lawn chair watching water in a pothole.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know where this study is taking place,
but it's
nothing that I've ever seen. So
this goes back to AOC made a comment and she says she said Elon Musk is the most. What did she say? She said basically she called Elon Musk dumb, right? She said he's dumb. He's one of the dumbest billionaires she's ever met.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. This man created a rocket that goes up in space, comes back.
Created an electric car.
NASA couldn't do it. NASA had all these billions and trillions of dollars over a lifetime, and they couldn't create a rocket that goes up there. In fact, NASA is renting space on Elon Musk's rocket, right? When Elon Musk set out to set up his rocket, he said he did it with his own money.
He did.
Whatever it is. He did it for a fraction of the cost of Lockheed or any other government contractor. The other government contractors laughed at him and said, it can never be done for that price. And he said, sure, I'll do it. Does Lockheed have a rocket that goes up in space? Does Boeing have a rocket that goes up in space? None of them do. And guess what they did? They took billions upon billions of dollars from the taxpayers and blew it and never did anything for. And you know, Elon Musk, if you read his book, like there were certain parts he's like, I could just go to Home Depot and get that. Why do I need to bill, a part that's $50, $5 million to the federal government? Why? And that's the guy you need in there cleaning this up.
Sure.
And that's why it's a good thing.
Sure. I mean, this has got to stop somewhere.
It has to. Money's eventually we're broke. We have no money. We're so far in debt. We're never going to clean this.
Well, you can.
Yes, now you
can. It'd take a while, but you can.
But it takes.
I'm with on all of that. I think it's time that we stop this type of stuff.
Absolutely.
I imagine there's some clowns around the United States that like to study on what clowns do, but spending millions of dollars on a study of clown, come on.
Oh, did you see the funny one where they said they paid $13 million to investigate, to study the smoking habits of prostitutes in Vietnam?
Huh.
Why do I care what happens to prostitutes that smoke in Vietnam? How does that help Americans in this country?
It doesn't. And they're probably not even smoking American cigarettes, too.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Like, come on. And that's why you and I aren't in power and those people are.
That's right. And like I'm saying, if it doesn't change quick, me and you going to come up with some kind of a study we need to do.
Yeah.
Okay? Why do turtles move so slow? I think that would be a good one.
That'd be great. $5 million hand over.
Yeah. How about this? We could study the external features of the carrot. Okay.
Yeah. Listen, I just want to study the concept of headlights.
That's a good one because we got two kind of headlights now.
Exactly.
We got halogen, we got that. We got the regular. I mean, yeah.
Listen, I just want to study that. Just give me a chair. I'll sit in front of a bunch of cars and look at headlights. $35 million.
I think it'd be a great thing.
I'd love to hear what people have to say because you know what?
Yeah.
There's a lot of critics because all of a sudden the Democrats are out there screaming and yelling. He can't take away aid. He's doing this. He's going to harm the nation. He's going to do this. Really? Why?
Really?
He's harming the nation by cutting the fat? Because that was money that was being spent. Hey, maybe you guys were getting kickbacks. Maybe that's why you're mad. Oh, okay. Well, there's $3 million for this, but guess what? Just kick me back $100,000. Kick me back $200,000 and donate money to my campaign.
I think the only thing I'm missing that I wish would come out is who in the world submitted the idea of potholes, clowns, condoms. Who submitted that to get that?
I'd love to. Yeah, I'd love to see that. I would love to. You know what? That should be it. Transparency.
Exactly.
Any expense item should have the name of the person that signed off on it.
Absolutely. Who came up with this idea? Who put this in the government to get the money? How did you come up with it? Can you imagine sitting in your office as a senator or a House of Representative, and one of your buddies that's in the House or Senate comes in and goes, "Listen, I need your help.
I need $4 million for this.
I need $3 million to study clowns."
Like, get the hell out of here.
What kind of cocaine are you on?
Yeah. Well, listen, clearly a lot of these people are on a lot of drugs.
I think any American citizen would look at somebody and go, "What?"
Listen, The FBI, the IRS, and everything, they got a scope up all our butts, right? They need to know every last penny. They know our bank statements. They know this. They know that, right? So why don't we know, as taxpayers, everything that they spend money on? There should be an accounting for everything.
Because they hide it. It's hidden.
Exactly. But it shouldn't be. It should be public knowledge.
Yeah. And, the way it works is people don't realize this. Somebody will come up with a good bill, okay? Yep. A real good bill. But to get others on board,
you have to make deals.
They have to put that in the bill too.
Yeah, of course, because, you have to convince 580 people to sign off on your bill. Well, not everyone's going to agree with your bill. So you're like, okay, fine. What do you want? I need $3 million for this.
Okay, so we'll sneak it in under the little print at the bottom.
Exactly. So the bill this is going to go help homeless people. But then all of a sudden, how's this helping homeless people? How's this doing this? None of it helps.
Yeah, where's the money going?
Exactly.
Well, that would be my friend. then.
My friend's going to be the one doing the survey.
He's going to be handling.
In the next election, my friend's going to donate money.
Yeah,
that's how it works.
Don't worry about it, Senator. Well, I tell you what, I do hope people, and you know what, I think Americans, I don't think we're stupid people. I think we're very brilliant people, and I think where the problem comes is people just don't know how to deal with something like this.
Well,
they know it, but they don't know how to deal with it. Now, they may have figured it out in the last election.
They did. And you know what the problem also is that when we were raised, okay, and especially coming from your era and then obviously mine, but my era also crossed over into the world of the internet, that basically whatever was told to you, you were taught the government is right. The government never lies. The people in charge are there for your benefit. They're there for that. You need to respect. I mean, as you know, when you were raised, when you saw government officials, they were like fawned over. Oh my God, that's Senator such and such, and that's Congressman such and such, and people admired them because they thought that these people were actually doing good for our nation. But they were out there robbing the country blind, fleecing it, screwing it up, setting it up for disaster, and eventually the chickens came home to roost. But by now the public's like, well, hold on, I don't believe anything you guys say because none of it's making sense anymore. And Donald Trump comes in as an outsider and says, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong, and that's wrong. Then Elon Musk comes in and says, this is all wrong. And let me show you what they're doing. And now people are like, hold on, we've been screwed.
Yeah.
Now I don't believe you because they have the best PR system. Like every morning, the government sends in a message to all the major networks, and they're like, all day long in the news, today, and the public believes it at 6 o'clock in the evening. Wow, today this happened in Congress. They must be right. People now are like, oh no, I'll do my own research.
Well, I'm on the other side of that. I think American people know better. I think it's that how do we go about stopping it? It's a runaway train. How do we stop? Now, that's why I say this last election may be what they're speaking out for.
Yep, exactly. They need to.
That's my bottom line.
And the next election in 2026 is important too because you need to reelect the Republicans, so that way they can continue doing the job that they were hired to do.
That's right, and let's get moving in this country and get back to what you said. If it's not, here's the question for every government employee: if it's not good for the entire country,
nope, it doesn't help. If it doesn't help Americans, we don't need it.
Don't do it.
Exactly.
There you go.
Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. Take care.